Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee, which came out kind of funny this morning. Not sure why. Ah, well. It was like the second espresso capsule didn't produce as much liquid as I expected. Could be the thing needs to be cleaned out. It also sat for a couple days because I'm back. Today is Tuesday, September 27th, and back from our mini break. If you're on video, you saw that I had to go over and ring the chimes and come back and sit down because I'm also podcasting much later in the morning. It's about 9:20. I slept in until 6:45, which is a rarity for me. Those of you who listen frequently, diligently, loyally. Uh, yeah. I was tired. I was tired of not tired of, tired from finishing the book. Um, I did get it uploaded. Woo! Thank you for all the candles that I know you all lit. Yeah, so let's see where we last left our heroine. It was Friday, and I was doing the out loud proofing, and it was quite the marathon. Um, I worked. I can tell you on Friday. Well, so you heard me on Thursday finishing stuff. That's right. So Friday I proofed out loud from 8 in the morning until 5, which probably actually 9. I lied. 9 in the morning until 5. Which I know sounds like a regular 9 to 5 job, right? But I did my podcast and stuff early. Um, and also it was almost 6 hours of of reading my fucking book out loud. Fortunately, the book made me laugh. I was laughing a lot. This one's funny. And I sent it to my audiobook narrator. I know I'm jumping ahead here in the story, but sent it to her once it was finished on Saturday. And she started prepping and wrote me back saying, oh my God, the banter between these two. It's very fun that way. Uh, so one thing about out loud proofing, and especially under the wire like that, is I kept thinking of stuff that I should maybe change. But so it goes. You always do that. Uh, so I knocked off at 5 because I was just tired. And I had hoped to send it for formatting on Friday to give myself a buffer day, but I decided it was more important to take the time and read it carefully and all of that. So on Saturday, I did 2 more hours first thing in the morning, from about 8 to 10:20. All of these I like read for an hour and then take a break. So my average break is pretty much half an hour. And then but on Saturday, I popped off and I went and had brunch with my writer friends, Katie Lane and Minerva Spencer. And that was delightful. That was a wonderful break. It was amazing weather, so I got to be out in the convertible, and it was like, oh, I'm leaving the house. So yeah, that was fabulous, and it was a good break. And I got back home. We can see. Oh, and then I did 1 more hour from basically 2 to 3, and got her finished and sent off to the formatter. And then Sunday morning, David and I were packing up to go down to Inn of the Mountain Gods for our mini break, and I was going to get down there and get online. But then, right before we left, um, the formatted book arrived. And so I asked David, I mean, we were literally getting in the car when I got the message from Corrine. And so I asked David if he minded waiting 15 minutes. And he was fine with that, being the patient and loving husband that he is. So I went and downloaded it, from the formatter and uploaded it. I noticed on the transcript that sometimes the consonants repeat, like on self-published. I'll see if it did it this time. It's like, do I have a slight stutter? I've never noticed this before. But I notice on things like that when I say uploaded it. Anyway, uh, I got it up everywhere. Fingers crossed that all's good. It looks good. I got the print version up on Amazon. So if you like to buy from the Big River, you can order the print version. You can also order it through my website, and I need to get it up in other places. An interesting point, uh, one of the Faro gals, I reference the Faro Discord sometimes, sent me pictures from the ripped bodice of my books on the bookshelf. And they had Orchid Throne, Edge of the Blade, and maybe it wasn't. I was going to say they had one of, no, they did. They had one of my indie books. They had The Golden Griffin and The Bear Prince. So I'm pretty sure that's because they got it from Ingram. And I really need to go through and just upload all of my books to Ingram. I feel like I make so few sales through there, but there are some. Um, and I'm also going to bite the bullet and upload all of my print books to Barnes and Noble, which I have refused in principle because they want a separate ISBN. And I mean, it's really a, oh, what's the phrase I want? I can't think of it. Like when you're um, saving money for a stupid reason. What is it? Okay, Google didn't save me, but then I remembered a false economy. It's a false economy because I think the last batch of ISBNs I bought, they only cost like $6 each. And I spay. I'll buy Starbucks for that much, right? That's our measure of frivolity, right? Seems to have become the gold standard for frivolity because after all, buy uh, you can make your own latte at home for much less, and you don't need to. Nobody needs to go to Starbucks. Although I can tell you, I need to go to Starbucks. I don't think I told you all when I was at Worldcon, I had gotten into my routine of going for a walk first thing in the morning, which always helps ground me and gets me outside before the conference day and get some exercise in. And bonus, if I'm in a city, I can walk to the nearest Starbucks, which is a treat for me since longtime listeners will know that I don't go to Starbucks unless I'm like in town because I'm 20 minutes from town. So uh, if I decide I want Starbucks while I'm home, it's like like 18, but so we just say 20 minutes to drive to Starbucks. Who knows how long in the drive up line? I guess I could order ahead, but then 20 minutes back home. And so by the time I've navigated all that, it's an hour of my day to buy a latte that I don't need. So it's a special treat when I'm in the city. And when I was at Worldcon, I got to have a pumpkin spice latte every day, and that made me very happy. Uh, but on the last day I was there, that Sunday morning, I walked down to my local Starbucks, my local, my new local, and they had a sign on the window saying that it was broken, that there was an emergency, and they were working to fix it. And there was a guy inside, but um, yeah, who knows what the Starbucks emergency was. It was not a strike. I would not cross a strike line. But so then I had to like map out other Starbucks. And it's downtown Chicago, right on the riverfront. There are a lot of Starbucks. But I ended up getting kind of skunked because the next one I went to was in the next closest was inside of an office building, which was shut up for the weekend. So that one was closed. One beef I have with the Starbucks app is that the store hours are never accurate. So then I went to the next closest one and I couldn't find it. I like kept circling and it kept telling me to go into like this building lobby. that was clearly residential. And I'm like, well, fuck, is it like inside here somewhere? Like private food court or something? I don't know about city living. So I go in, and there was a very nice gentleman at the reception desk. I mean, it was definitely high class. And I said, I'm guessing that there's not really a Starbucks here. And I mean, like, without missing a beat, he said, no, actually, there's not. It's like, I'm thinking I'm not the first person to come in. He says, it's because the L stop is right here, and there's a pop up Starbucks right at the corner on weekdays, but not now. And he said, you could go to the one up on Wacker. And I'm like, oh, but they're closed. It's broken. And he's like, okay, okay. And then he told me this other one that was just like 2 blocks down from where I was. So hooray. And there were two Starbucks at that intersection, like on diametric corners. So at last, I was like, got my Starbucks, walked back. And as I get back up to the corner, near where the broken Starbucks is, there's this couple standing on the corner, and they like radar in on my Starbucks cup, and they're like, where did you find a Starbucks? I was like, yeah, okay. So I sent them to the intersection with the two Starbucks. And they're like, thank you. And I'm like, I totally get it. Yeah, it's an addiction. I don't know. Anyway, despite all of that evidence to the contrary, nobody actually needs Starbucks. Uh, $5-6 for an ISBN. See, I brought the story around. Does not. It's not a significant impact. It just makes me mad because you need a different ISBN for each format. So you need an ISBN for ebook and an ISBN for print. And this is, I can talk about why I do my own ISBNs, because inevitably there's somebody who's like, you can just get a free one. And they say it in exactly that voice. I swear to God. But anyway, the point is that, and you need different ISBN for audiobooks, say, each format. Barnes and Noble does not need a separate ISBN for their print books, as opposed to like the print through Amazon or through Ingram. Fuckers. So it annoys me, so I have resisted doing it, and I'm just going to stop resisting, because I think it would be worth it to have those books available through Barnes and Noble, because I think Barnes and Noble does a lot better sales on print. It will be interesting to see. I will report if I remember. The reason I do my own ISBNs is that they are registered to me, to Bright Links Publishing, which is my own self-publishing service company. Um, you don't need to name your self-publishing company. I think some people do it in order to obscure the fact that they are self-publishing, like that dork that DM'd me saying, we would like you. It's like, there's no we know it's you self-publishing your books. Just, there's no shame in self-publishing. Just freaking own it, right? So but I started using Bright Links Publishing really for a number of reasons, but basically it was because I had that company, that identity set up for a long time. It's Bright Links, LYNX. And I used to have this cool logo of like a link sleeping through a sun, because I did a lot of database work back in the day. And so my CPA wanted me to have a company. I'm just an LLC. Um, to, oh no, actually not an LLC. I'm a sole proprietor. I take it back. Um, just to give it, I don't know, more. She thought it looked better to the IRS, and that way I could sort of divide out my income streams too. So when I started self-publishing books, it was just natural to use Bright Links. A lot of things you all may not actually care about, but there it is. Um, so if you use the free ISBN from Barnes and Noble or from Amazon or any of these other places where it's like, oh, you can get it for free, it shows them as the publisher. The ISBN is registered to them as the publisher. And And when people argue with me in their nasally, snotty voices about this and say, yeah, but it's free and it doesn't matter, nobody cares. It's like, oh, maybe nobody cares. I care. I actually care about this. If I'm going to self publish my books, I want the publication to be registered to me. And Dorinda and I have talked about this, and she's exactly the same. It's like, no, I don't want it to look like Barnes and Noble published it. I published it. I'm the one who fronted all the money, I'm the one who did all the work. I'm the one who paid the extra $6 for Barnes and Noble to have their own freaking ISBN, or haven't yet, but I will. So yeah, it may not matter. It may not ever come up, um, but that's why I do what I do. So, which is why it's silly if I'm determined to not do the free ISBN and I want to, uh, pay to have my own ISBNs registered to me on the on my books, then I should not engage in the false economy of defying Barnes and Noble just to defy them. Um, so I have a lot of things that I need to do that way business wise. I need to get that stuff set up. Um, I took yesterday off because I, well, was at Inn of the Mountain Gods, and then we drove back, and my mouse had broken, my wireless mouse, so I had to go buy a new one. Bought cat food, something I'd been needing to do, and and then break out the angel chorus again. I got our taxes all sent in. It's only September 26th. What? Why are you scoffing? Um, and Dorinda, who is clearly my soulmate in many things, was also working on getting hers sent in to her gal. So that's done. And I decided um, Dorinda and I are meeting up again tomorrow to start in on the new books. And I'm taking today to catch up on um, Bright Link's business. See, it sounds so much more official, right? Oh. Um, and Sifwa business. I had a couple of fires that I had to put out yesterday, and one of them it's not a fire, it's a smolder. But I missed calls with people, and I've got a couple of meetings this afternoon, so we'll get those things handled, and I'll go back to being a responsible president. Um, and then Shadow Wizard comes out Thursday. I know that people have already been getting review copies. There's me biting my nails, which I would never do because I pay too much to keep them pretty. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with things. Generally feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm feeling too creatively drained from all that. We'll see when I start punching the clock on this new book. Um, but I'll be glad to get a lot of this businessy stuff handled. Oh, also, I believe that the Tides of Bara, no, let's see, Forests of Drew audiobook is out today. So that's the fourth in the Sorceress Moon's books, the audiobooks coming from Scrivener. So check that out. I know some of you have been waiting for that. And yes, I do want to get Bonds of Magic on Scrivener. I know a couple of you have asked. I need to do that. One other thing on the website store, I'm going to try to put a note on there, but I used to have a couple of options on the website store. You could buy with PayPal or with Stripe. And that was how my web designer had set it up. And Stripe suspended my account because some scammer was using it to test credit cards. So basically, they were trying to send me like $1 at a time on credit card numbers that they had stolen, testing to see if anyone would notice that their credit cards have been stolen. So, I mean, there were like hundreds of these transactions. So, Stripe, watching it, suspended the account and then sent me this long list of instructions for my web designer on how to make it more secure. And I said to my web designer, well, you know, I'm of two minds of this. I don't know if this is going to be a lot of work to fix. Um, I have very, very few transactions via Stripe. Most of them are via PayPal, but now PayPal is turning out to be so evil that maybe we should keep Stripe. And then I finally got a reply like 2 weeks later. from one of the minions, not from my web designer herself, but a minion who said, I've removed Stripe from your store. I was like, okay, well, I guess we made that decision. But there are a couple people out there I know who are not using PayPal. If you aren't, just contact me or assistant Kareen, and we can do a workaround. I've done that with one person already, and it worked fine, where I just invoiced through Zelle. So if you're using Zelle, we could do that. I don't know if we can make it easy through the store, but we can just work it out between us, and then Kareen will send you the book. Um, I don't think there will be very many of you, but if anyone knows of a better option than this, I mean, I'm willing. So anyway, oh, I'm gonna do laundry today. It's exciting, you guys. You have no idea. All right, I will talk to you all on Thursday, and you all take care. Bye bye.